Welcome back to episode 9 of Resilience Unscripted. Today we have the infamous Miss Cassie on the show.
Mate.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm like so excited that you're here.
I'm so happy to be here with you. When you asked me, I was like someone asked me, and I didn't tell anyone yet because I was like, I'm going to surprise you guys. I'm not going to say anything about it.
Yeah.
But I got invited to a podcast, and I was like, me?
I didn't see this video. How come I didn't see this video?
You didn't? Someone liked it and said, thank you so much. And I figured he worked with you. I thought maybe, I was like, oh, must be someone that works with her. Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Because he said, thank you so much. No. So I was like, you're so welcome. Thank you.
No, I don't know who that is, but thanks.
I know, right?
Where should we begin? My God.
Wherever you want.
Let's start with you and your background, your recovery.
Okay.
And then I really want to deep dive into this Mahket Basket thing because that is how I found you on TikTok.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Was the video of Mahket Basket.
That's hilarious. And so many people were like, let me sit up because I feel like you can't.
You're fine. Get comfortable.
Yeah, they were like, oh, I found you because so-and-so shared it. And I was like, they're like, I love you. I'm like, now you're all mine. So I love it. Aww. So funny. But about me, so I grew up in the projects in South Boston. We were like poor, you know what I mean? My mother literally, she never worked a day in her life. As far as I know, like from when I was around, she never worked, never had a license, never drove a car. And you know what? She did the best that she could with what she knew.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as I got old, I had a rough childhood. It was rough. And but as I got older, we got closer. And then when she died, it was like I can't even explain the pain. I just can't even explain it because there's just no words. I don't want to cry, but
don't cry.
I'm gonna hold it.
She would be so proud of you now, though.
And I just miss her because when she died, like addiction wasn't really talked about. Like it was, people were already dying and stuff, but it wasn't like as big as it is now. There wasn't as much recovery, and there was still a lot of places that were like, oh no, not my kid, you know, like hush hush. And then when it started affecting these upper class neighborhoods, it was like, oh my God. Then then we were able to talk about it because it was affecting rich kids.
Yeah, well, you know, the people like to think that it's a geographical issue, and, right? You know, it's a neighborhood issue, but it's not because we've had political figures that have had addiction,
absolutely,
you know, throughout their family. And what you're gonna say because they're in politics that it didn't affect their family?
It's so funny that you say that because when I was using, I was ripping and running with my ex-husband and a friend of his best friend. I'm not gonna say his name, and a friend of his or a friend of someone else. I forget how we met the guy, but the guy was a big dude, and he was an ex-cop, and he got fired because he was like a wicked crackhead, and so just, it could be anybody. It doesn't even matter. Like this guy became a police officer. He was in the service for many years and he was a decorated officer. So for him to start getting high is just, you know, it can happen to anybody. It doesn't matter. It's not just project kids or poor kids. No, it's anybody.
It can happen to the richest families.
Yeah. When I worked at Boston Medical Center, I had a client, this young girl. She was very young, beautiful girl. She came from a really wealthy family. But just because they had money didn't mean that.
Probably made the situation worse.
Yeah. And they just weren't there for her. Like she was trying to tell, like her brother was doing things to her for many years and they didn't believe her. And so, you know, she turned to drugs. Like,
I was just going to say, a lot of families will deny and bury their heads about things.
Absolutely.
And kids will turn to drugs.
For sure.
To numb the pain.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I did, you know, and I just, like when I first moved into the projects, it was tough, you know, like we lived in Southie my whole life, but we lived at my grandparents' house.
Tim's from Southie.
Up the point. Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. You look familiar.
Mary O'Connor's my mom.
I know her.
The O'Connors. Murphy O'Connor family.
I know them, yeah. You look familiar. Yeah, when I walked in, I'm like, he looks familiar. So, yeah.
He has a face.
He does. He has a familiar face, so. So my grandfather lived up on West 2nd Street.
Okay.
My whole life. So we lived there. And then when we moved into the projects, it was like, and when drugs started, like my cousin introduced me to heroin and I knew nothing about it. Like we didn't know anything about it. We were young. I was 15. Wow. And, I'll never forget the first time I did it. I had a fight with my mother. My mother used to throw me out. And then if someone took me in, she would call the cops and say I ran away. She loved doing that shit. I don't know why. Why? But, it's, you know, it's trying to handle them. Yeah, just, you know, it was like she wanted me to hurt or something. I don't know. It was weird. But we just had, as I got older, it got better, like I said. But my mother threw me out. I was sitting in my grandfather's old little 4-door, like, Oldsmobile, whatever it was. And I was crying. And she dumped out. It was in a little blue baggie. And I did it. It made me so sick. But then after, like, I stopped getting sick and throwing up, it was like, this euphoric. I can't even explain it. It just took me outside, like everything, the insecurities, the not feeling a part of, the anger, all of that just went away. And so then I just ran with it. And I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know after 3 days you get addicted. I knew nothing. So like when I started to feel sick, I was telling my neighbor that lived downstairs, God rest her soul, that like, I think I got the flu. Like, I don't know. I just woke up feeling so sick. I had no idea.
The withdrawals?
I had no clue. And she's like, you're sick, so we need to go get something. And it just got worse after that. Like, as you go on, in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, it was fun. It was, until I started to have to pay the price for it. The consequences sucked. And, in and out of jail, in and out of detox, my kids in and out of the state, like, and I know that's not everybody's story, but I know it's a lot of people's story.
It's probably 80% of people that I've spoken to.
And it sucks. And people think, like, mothers get up and they just want to abandon their kids. Like, I can't even tell you the hurt. Every day I would miss them. I would just think about them, their little hands, their little face. But the drugs they just hold on to. Like, they just get a grip on you and they don't let up. And it's so hard. You, like, want to stop so bad. And, like, you want to go this way, but something makes you go this way. It's, like, hard to explain. And unless you understand it or know what I'm talking about, you just don't get it,
A lot of people don't get it. And they think that it's a choice that, this person woke up on this date and said, hey, I'm gonna go and get heroin and I'm gonna go and get needles and we're gonna start this whole journey.
And hopefully DCF shows up today and takes my kids. Right. That's what I was hoping for today. That's not what...
No one thinks that.
Right.
People don't understand that it's a decision that our subconscious, I think, makes.
Absolutely.
This is not the right choice, but something's triggering me to do it.
So true. It's like, it just gets a grip on you. It just holds on so tight.
And then it weighs you down until you hit bottom and then you rise back up.
And every time, as you get older, every time you relapse, it gets harder and harder to come back.
I could imagine.
It just gets so much harder. And like, thank God I'm where I am. I can't even imagine even being out there now. Like, it's not even the same anyways.
No, because heroin's not heroin anymore.
It's not.
Cocaine's not cocaine. Everything has fentanyl and
they're doing meth.
Street drugs.
Everybody's on meth. And it's awful. They're down there chewing on their own shoulders and shit. You know what I mean? And I'm not making fun of anyone. No, obviously, I'm an addict. But
it's the truth, because I had an appointment down at BMC. Yeah. And I happened to drive around that area and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You see it on TV and you may see dribs and drabs of like driving through there. Right. But when you work in this industry and then you take a drive through there and you see what you're kind of expecting to see.
It's awful.
Holy shit, does that disturb you? And it's like you want to get out and be like, hi, like I can help you and like shake the person.
They're like shooting up right there on the sidewalk. They it wasn't like that back in the day.
No.
It just wasn't. Like
wasn't it illegal to like
you used to get arrested for needles all the time. It's like I feel like it's such a stupid charge, but I had so many of them on my record.
No, but like that doesn't even bother them because I think they're so afraid of getting jabbed.
And then everyone started getting HIV. Yeah, we had a big rise in it, and people, so then they were like, they're gonna use no matter what.
Yeah,
you can't stop them. You don't be able to stop everybody from using. So, and I think it was the best decision, so people can have clean needles. But I shed. When you're in the moment and you're sick, you just don't care.
Yeah, and then you want to help.
I shot puddle water, like at Ashmont Station. I did. I didn't care. I was so sick. I sat right on the sidewalk and got high right in Dunkin' Donuts parking lot at Ashmont Station because I just didn't care. It was the only time I ever... No, it wasn't. It wasn't the only time I ever did it outside, but it was the only time I did it out in the open like that. I would do it in the train station.
But you were sick, though. Like, you needed to do something to aid it,
And it's just crazy. And I'm so grateful I never got caught up in meth because I know I wouldn't even... It would just be a nightmare. So I'm just so grateful for that. I'm grateful to be clean.
We talked about that last week. Our last week's guest is a good friend of mine. And she jokes about it now, but she was saying how when she was doing meth, she kidnapped an Uber driver with an axe.
I heard that. I saw that one. That episode, I was dying.
I love you, Sarah. You're the best. But
you really did great. That was so funny. I watched it. I was dying.
I thought she was just saying it to me at first. And I was like, you did what? And she's like, well, I did meth. Enough said. Yeah. And I don't think people understand that out of all the drugs that you can choose, that is such a mind-altering drug. Like, that takes you to such another euphoric land that you don't even know what you're doing. And the shit they use
to make it, the thought of it makes me nauseous. Yeah. But, like, when I was first started doing dope, like, in the earliest stages, when I met my son's father, he was from Charlestown, and I met him in detox, and we fell in love, like, within minutes, okay? And we were gonna get married. But so we leave together. I move him into my mother's house, and what was I gonna say? I forget. And do you still have drug dreams?
I am not an addict.
You're not?
No. So my whole family on my dad's side is.
Oh, wow.
My father is in recovery almost 33 years.
Oh, wow.
His
That's amazing.
2 brothers passed away from overdoses, and so did his sister-in-law. So this house that we film in is named after my Aunt Kathy.
Oh, I love that. So
Thank
you just do this out of your heart because you love it.
In my heart.
With a passion.
Not to say that I haven't seen my family suffer. Obviously, my dad was in early recovery when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I consider early like your first 5 to 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
That's because, you're still redeveloping like your brain and everything, like to get back into like normal life is what I like to call it. It takes a while.
It takes a long time.
But I saw my uncles, under the weather, I'll say, and not really doing their best. And I've seen my aunt at times before she passed away.
I love you even more now.
Thank you.
Because I didn't know that you weren't an addict. I figured. Because you just assume that anyone that opens a sober house is automatically an addict.
So there's a lot of us that aren't in recovery.
I love that. That you just do it because you are passionate about it. Yeah. And I just love that so much. So thank you for what you do.
I think one of my fondest memories of my aunt, which I love her to death, and she was like, to me, she was like the prettiest woman. Like she had the blonde hair, always made up. She was a beautician. She had a beauty salon with her mom. I had a charm bracelet on when I was a little girl, and she was sitting next to me. And of course, like when you're younger, your parents would be like, well, stay with me. And I never understood why going to grandma's house was stay with me. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like my other grandmother's house, I could roam free, like up and down the stairs, in and around the house. But at my dad's mom's house, it was always sit right next to me, don't move. Yeah. And my aunt came over and she was looking at my bracelet and she was going, this is a ballerina, and this is a ballerina, and this is a ballerina. And I'm looking at her like, Auntie Kathy, that is a snowman, that is a frog. Like, what is she talking about? And I'm like, okay, Auntie. Like, I must have been like 6.
Oh, and wow.
I didn't understand it. Yeah. But my mom had told me after the fact, like, Auntie, isn't okay. Like, there's some things going on. She means well. And she was really a wonderful woman. Like, truly
I love that.
Wholehearted, deeply a wonderful woman, a wonderful
most
wife.
Most of us are.
Wonderful mom.
We're good people. Like, it's true. Get a hold of us.
They do, 100%.
100%.
I have met so many people working in this industry, and even before this, just, like, people that my dad even knew, that, like, are just such good people, but get caught up in, like, the life of crime and the life of drugs. And, like, it takes you down until you break free from those chains.
It really does.
And I just remember that memory of her, and then I also remember her, like, my grandmother was deaf and blind. So my uncle took care of her, but they lived downstairs, my other uncle and his wife. Yeah. His 2 brothers and then the in-law, which was the wife. But she used to try to do my grandmother's hair and do her nails.
Aww, that's sweet.
It was sweet because, here's this woman that's old that's living in a house with, 2 sons. And here's the in-law that's trying to help this woman. And really, like, it's the blind leading the blind because no one's really helping each other in the situation. So, like, everybody's really suffering at the end of the day. Yeah. But she did the best she could. And she was a great mom. Unfortunately, her son went through addiction as well. And he's still alive, knock on wood. Yeah. But she did what she could for him. Right. And, my uncle did what he could for him. And
I got high with my mother.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
How was that?
Towards the end. So, like, when I first started using, I obviously hid it from her. And then I think my dad found, like, he went in my coat pocket. No, I got really sick. And I started to turn jaundice. And I didn't know what was wrong with me. I didn't know. So my dad takes me to the hospital, and they told me I was dehydrated, and I found out I got Hep C. Obviously from my cousin, because she was the only one. I didn't know anything. She taught me how to shoot up. Yeah. So, because I didn't even know. I used to have to go to her, like, will you help me? I don't know what I'm doing. And but I found out I'm just a carrier, but most of us have it anyways. It doesn't even matter. So, that was scary. I was like, thank God that was all it was and not worse, Yeah. But, so what was my point again? Please help me. I used to train of thought. Yeah, I used to get high with my mother. I'm so sorry. You can cut that out though.
Don't be sorry. It's okay.
I used to get high with my mother. So when they found that, my mother was so pissed. But then, so my mother was an alcoholic growing up. She used to drink all the time. I think she abused her medication too, but I'm not sure when I was younger. I know she just used to drink. And then she didn't start doing heavy drugs until she was 38.
Really?
Yep, 38. Oh, my cousin, like, whatever, And
did she use with your cousin?
Yep. We all got high together. you know, and then she died. My mother died at 42 of an overdose.
I'm sorry.
And the day that she died on Mother's Day that year.
Oh, that's horrible.
And she had and we were fighting that week. I was mad at her that week because earlier in the week I asked her to watch my son so I could go to work. And I was like, Ma, please, like, whatever you're going to do, please just wait till after. Please, I'll give you money, like, whatever, just wait till after.
Yeah.
Just don't have anyone here, just please keep him safe. And she loved him so much. She was such a good Nana. But she was an addict, like, you know, but she loved him so much.
But that doesn't make her any less of a person.
No, she loved him so, so much. And, so, like, I left, but I started to get a little nervous, so I went back, like, I think, like, an hour later to check on him. And when I walked in, I was like, Richie, come here. And he come out of the room, and he was going, ugh, wiping his tongue off. He, like, ate a pill off her dresser. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I lost it. So then I was mad at her that week. And then she died, right? And I was like, I blamed myself. I just was like, she died of a broken heart. Even though it was an overdose, I feel like maybe she did it on purpose because she thought I really wasn't going to let her see her grandson again, which obviously I wasn't.
Did she know the reason of why you were mad, do you think?
Yeah, she knew. I was like, I can't, you know, like, he could have died. Like, Ma, come on. And so, and then my aunt's like, was awful to me when my mother died. She was like, yeah, it's your fault. Like,
see, I hate when people do that.
She's just disgusting. She is. She's just disgusting. Sorry, Cheech, if you see this, but...
Sorry, I had a couple aunts I don't talk to.
I know. We don't even talk. I went to my uncle's wake, and, you know, I tell her I love her because I do. She's my aunt. I love her. But our family's just so broken. It's just so broken. And
I have a fucked up family, so don't feel good.
Yeah, there's a lot of sickness, a lot of secrets, a lot of...
but isn't that like the Boston way, though?
It is.
I feel like all of our families...
Irish and Italian families, we're just very secretive. Everything's, you know, so... And it is what it is. We're just broken.
You know... It's nothing that can't be fixed in time, if it can be.
Right.
You know, but...
And my cousin's been clean a long time.
That's awesome.
Like...
And this is the cousin you used to use with?
Him and I, we only got high for a little while together because...
So this is a different cousin?
Yeah, my cousin Cheech. We only got high for a little bit together because he ended up going to jail. And then my mother died. And, like, when I tell you that him and my mother were like this... Like, he took care of her. He made sure she had her medication. Yeah. He made sure she went to her appointments. Him and her were closer than her and I. And I just love that. Like, he took care of my grandfather when he got sick. He changed his diapers. Like, he does it all by himself. He doesn't ask anyone for help.
That's not an easy task.
It's not. And I'm like, you know, you could tell me, like, but he's not like that. He doesn't ask for help. He just does it, you know, with a smile on his face. And then when my Uncle Mike got sick, he took care of him, and he just recently passed. And, so he's been clean. I think he's coming up on like 20 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he's been clean a long time, and he helps kids. Like, he was working at the gym up at Southie Court with the young kids, teaching them basketball. So he does a lot for the community too. He's a good kid.
At what age did you get clean?
Oh my God, I've been clean now 7 years.
That is so good.
But before this, I had 6 years.
Okay.
And I was working at Boston Medical Center. I had a great job. I just got a brand new car in my name. Like, credit cards were trusting me with cards. And I was building up my credit, and my life was good. I was taking my kids on vacation. And then I took my ex-husband back. And when I tell you that, like, everybody, even my boss, she was like, wait, are you back with him? And she was like, please be careful. I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think you should let him live there. My best friend was like, I give it 3 months top. She's like, if even that, you're going to lose everything. I'm telling you right now. And I'm like, no, like, I have no desire to use. Because I didn't. I had no desire to use. And I honestly thought I wouldn't. And so when he relapsed on opiates. But I haven't touched opiates in like 15 years.
Okay.
I haven't touched opiates. So when he relapsed, he kept like overdosing. And I'm like, listen, a relapse is a part of recovery. Absolutely. Like, we're going to be here for you. It's okay. But after like the 5th time, I'm like, listen, you got to go. Like, I can't keep ODing. Like, I don't want to be around this. And you look disgusting. You're like, not all over the place. You're drooling. I just can't.
And I'm sure it was affecting your kids.
It was. I'm like, they don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at that. You got to go. So when I tell, like, this is a true story. This is exactly how it happened. He walked out the door with some of his stuff. Then he came back in. I'm like, what are you doing? He went down to the end of my street. I didn't even know we had a dealer at the end of my street. He went down to the end of the street.
They're everywhere.
I had no idea, but that's because I wasn't in that life anymore. So, like, they can be doing it right next to you. And if you're not around people that are using...
Oh, see, but I'm good, though. I'm like, we were sitting, and this is so not to cut you off, we were sitting, and I won't say where, in the city, and I was dropping off one of the girls to go somewhere, and I looked, and just the way the conversation was going down, I said, that's a drug deal.
For sure.
Don't get out of the car yet. Just sit in the car and don't get out, because I didn't want her to get triggered either.
No, for sure.
And she looks at me and she says, how do you know? And it was a hand-to-hand
that I can tell in a second.
Straight in front of our faces. And I was like, did I not just call that? And she looks at me and she goes, but how could you tell? I says, just the way they were moving. You can tell. The way someone moves, you can tell.
Absolutely. In a situation, I know when someone's on, like, ripping and running.
Oh, death.
If someone has on a winter jacket and they're, like, riding a bike, and it's, like, 85 degrees out, I promise you they're going to meet the dealer.
Absolutely.
For sure.
100%.
Yeah. What was I saying now?
Sorry, I cut you.
No, that's okay.
That's my fault. I'm sorry.
I love you. I do the same thing. I'm sorry.
About,
the worst.
Your ex-husband went outside.
Oh, yeah. So he went outside. But again, like, the guy lived at the end of the street. I had no idea that he was there, nothing. And he came back. I'm like, what are you doing? And he knew, right, that I had no desire to use opiates. He knew. He knew that, like, no matter what, it just wasn't affecting me. And he knew that I was throwing him out. So he was like, I got to try to find a way, because his mind is sick, so I have a place to stay and that it's acceptable that I'm using. He came back in with coke. And when I tell you, right, when I seen him setting it up on my dresser, I, like, couldn't tell him to get out. My knees buckled.
You froze.
And I froze, and I started crying. And he kept saying, do you want me to leave? And I kept saying, I want you to leave so bad, but my disease wants you to stay. And he's like, what does that mean? And, like, in that moment, out of the 15 years we were together, I needed him to be the strong one. And he couldn't do it, even for his kids. He couldn't do it. And he kept saying, I don't know what you want. And I'm like, I'm thinking in my head, like, what I'm saying, like, you should understand. I'm saying I want you to say, but
he couldn't get it.
And he just couldn't understand. But that's because he was wrapped up too. Like, he was already, his mind was like, I'm getting high. I'm not going to stop. That's it. So, and I don't blame him. Like, I made a choice, but he made it harder for sure. And that was it. And literally within a couple of months, DCF was at the door. They set me up, told me we had court, and I was like, for what? Like, but I was a mess. I was a fucking mess. And so.
You can swear, it's fine.
Yeah, they got taken, and I was like, and then he went to jail, and I was broken.
But did you feel relieved when you guys.
When he went to jail.
Everything?
When he went to, after, yeah. At first, like, because the way he went about it too, like, he never said.
Because I feel like we're like caretakers. Like, we want to help everybody.
Yeah.
And I was telling Tim, like, a personal story earlier. Like, I go out my way to help people.
For sure. Me
and
too.
I tend to want to fix everybody.
Yep.
And I know I can tell from, like, posts that you put up, you're literally the same way.
I am. I literally, like, just wanted, and you know what? Like, I had so many insecurities being with him, like, because he would cheat so much. And so I would just always try to, like, up the ante, like, be better than I was last time. Like, because I always felt like I had to compete with these women. And that's because I was insecure, and we were trauma bonding. We were together trauma bonding.
That is a real.
And we really did.
People think that's a joke. It's not.
I didn't even know what that was until recently.
Oh, it's bad.
A couple of weeks ago, I heard someone use the term, and I was like, trauma bonding.
They put you on a chokehold.
And I was like, that's exactly what we did.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like so addicted to that. And in the beginning, I really did love him, but it just,
of course,
it wasn't there. You know, like, he never loved me the same. In the beginning, he did. But then it was just toxic. We were toxic. We were just running partners towards the end, pretty much.
Yeah.
And we literally couldn't, well, he was like, he's a lot nicer about it. But I could not.
She goes, he's a lot nicer.
He wouldn't call me names, but I could not stand the sight of him. And when I tell you that I attacked every flaw, every character defect, his mother, like, I was like, I can hate you. Your mother's a whore. Like, fuck her.
So that was the breaking point.
Every day. And then he just couldn't stand me towards the end. You know, he did try, like, he'd get flowers. He was trying, but I was just.
And I'm sure the kids had a lot to do with it too. Like,
they
for the sake of the kids, trying
to make it work. And this girl that he's with now, she really is a good girl. She seems like a good girl. And the conversations that I did have with her, she's like, she doesn't like drama. She doesn't want to fight. But me, I'm like, you know, you can't. Like, and she's like, there's really no need for name calling.
This is why we get along.
And I'm like, oh, there's no need for name calling. What are you saying? Like, no one. What are you talking about?
This is New England. This is how we speak. This is how we argue.
Right.
This is the way of the world around here.
You need to accept it or leave.
Yeah, exactly.
You cannot sit there. But yeah.
We're back.
No, it's awful.
But we're real back.
But she's really a nice girl. And now that I'm really over it, like, so so many things happened like back to back. My oldest daughter died of a fentanyl overdose. And that was so hard. It's still so hard. Like, she was so gorgeous.
And this was his child?
This was my ex's daughter.
Okay.
I didn't give birth to her, but when I met him, she was 4 and his son was 6.
She becomes part of the family.
And yeah, and she was close with my daughter Erin, and she was a good kid. She got caught up, unfortunately. My stepson, he never did. He just got married, had a baby.
Awesome.
He's really a great dad. I see them all over Facebook. His family's beautiful. We don't really talk, and that's okay. I'm just so proud of him. He's a great kid and a great dad.
Awesome.
And but when Christina passed, she was at my house the night before. She slept the night. She was going to stay there for a while. And the next day, her and my daughter Erin left. She said she was going to look for a job. Erin had a doctor's appointment. And I was like, listen, I want you both to be back by 6 because anything after that is nothing but trouble.
Yeah.
I'm going to make dinner. It's going to be great. And when I didn't hear from her, I was like calling Erin. And I'm like, I couldn't get a hold of Erin either. And so then my ex, like, I don't know, like, oh, someone called his phone. He had a missed call from Tufts Medical. So he's like, I just got a missed call from Tufts. Is Erin okay? I'm like, I don't know. Let me call and see.
Yeah.
So I called, and they said they had neither child by that name. So I'm like, I don't know. What the fuck? He ends up going there. I don't know what made him think. Like, maybe he just knew. Like,
Yeah,
a parent,
instinct.
like, instinct. Father's instinct. So he went there. He found out that it was her, but she was under Jane Doe. And she was on life support. And it was like, I literally was with her 6 hours before. Like, I was hugging her like she was physically there. Like, how? In 6 hours? Like, you know? So, I'm sorry, I'm not going to cry.
Don't cry. I know it's hard.
So
We
hard.
harbor a lot of guilt. That
So much guilt that I wasn't available for her. Like,
but you were, though.
not for a lot of years, I wasn't. I was there in the beginning when him and I were together, but him and I ended up being toxic too because we were just using together. I dragged him down.
But you can't make her decisions. I know how hard that, even for me to say, sounds like I shouldn't be saying that.
No, I know.
You can't.
She was an adult.
Right.
Yeah, so I know that.
And
Like my daughter Erin and Shannon, they're adults. I can't.
Absolutely.
I can tell them, and I tell them over and over again, like, you both are gorgeous. They're beautiful. My daughter Shannon, she has like porcelain skin, beautiful long blonde hair, beautiful full lips, gorgeous teeth, her smoking body. Like, she's stunning. I'm like, Shannon, do you understand the things that you're capable of doing? And I mean, I don't mean because she's like her body. I just mean she's beautiful. Like, she's so much fun. She's so smart. She's capable of doing anything she wants in life. And I'm like, you don't be another number, like just another kid with 2 junkie parents that turned out just like their parents, you know? Like, right now, she's incarcerated. You know, she's only there for a couple days, and it was really just because she had a warrant, and they were like, we know you're not going to go clear this up, so we're going to make you go clear it up. She'll be home on the 10th. They're going to release her. It's stupid. It's for the fighting. Me. For us fighting.
I didn't want to say it, but
I didn't even want to say it. I was just going to say fighting, but then I was like, she fights all the time. So
this is the reality of life,
Yeah.
you know, and as much as we want to save people,
right,
they make their own decisions.
for sure. And she doesn't do drugs. Let me make that clear. She does smoke weed,
That's how, listen.
but she just does stupid shit.
Right.
And hangs with
and
idiots.
I do stupid shit too, and I've hung with idiots.
I'm like, Shannon, all these people you're hanging with, they're doing worse than you. They have nothing to offer you.
We just surround ourselves with people sometimes. So, like, I have a friend of mine. It's actually my attorney that says it to me. Because we're friends. Hi, Patrick. How are you?
My therapist told me.
Yo, my therapist told me yesterday why they both did. One this morning, one yesterday. Why do you surround yourself with these people?
Right.
And I haven't even gotten a chance to answer him yet. I want to help people, and I don't know. Sometimes I can't even help myself. And it's like, how am I helping other people? I don't understand what it is. But deep down, it's like we're like caregivers. Like, we just want to
naturally
spread like that positivity and like help people.
Right.
And
you're an empath.
We both are.
I'm an empath, big time.
100%.
I feel people's emotions like it's crazy.
Oh yeah, and I feel sick when someone else feels sick.
Me too.
Like, I had a friend of mine, I won't say names, but was going through something, and I was looking at him, and I was like, oh my God, I can feel his pain.
Right.
How could I feel his pain? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Couldn't even explain how that would transmit to me.
Probably because you felt pain watching your family.
Yeah.
You know, so you get that. You understand the pain.
The look in his face, it was like, oh my God, he's struggling.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm standing here and like, what can I do to help? And I've offered help so many times, but when they don't want to take
when they're not
help,
ready, they can't. You know, they have to be ready.
It's going to be, let's go to detox, and then detox turns into a day or two, and then they're back out. So.
I'll never forget one time, right? I was getting high real bad. I was on methadone, and I started, like, smoking crack. And when I tell you...
That makes you sick as a dog, doesn't it?
Well, no, you don't get sick, like, from crack. Like, no.
But the methadone,
yes.
Yeah.
When I tell you that all the years that I did opiates... I was, like, never as bad as I was once I touched that fucking devil drug. That shit is the devil. And it turned me into a complete monster. When I tell you that I didn't even recognize myself in a mugshot photo, my PO called me up, and I was in drug court. Diane, if you ever see this, I love you so much. But, so she called, she's like, when you're done, you know, I want you to see, I want to show you something. So I go up there, and she covers the name, right? And she shows me this picture. And she didn't say anything. So I thought she was showing it to me to say, like, look it, this is what you could end up like.
She wanted to see if you recognized yourself.
I didn't even know it was me. I go, oh, if I ever end up like that, please push me in front of a bus. That's exactly what I said to her. And she goes, that's you. I almost fell out. I could not believe it. My eyes were like black holes. My face was so sunken in. All you could see was bone. And, like, I'm 5'6". I'm 5'5" now. I'm shrinking, but... I thought that was a theory. I thought my mother used to make that up. It's an actual thing. When you get older, you shrink. I shrunk in it a half an inch.
I was 5'2".
I was 5'6.5" my whole life. Now I'm 5'5".
I'm gonna be a midget soon. Because I am short to begin with.
You are. I hated being tall my whole life. I still do. People are like, oh my God, models are tall. I'm like,
I'm sick of having my pants hemmed. It's $18.
Specialized pants, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So funny. Yeah, it's just crazy.
But
crazy.
You're 7 years clean now.
7, thank God.
You can look back and see the changes, and like you have your family back. Like for the most part, everyone's doing well.
For sure.
You know,
and then like with my ex, I was gonna say like that could have took me out. Like us, because we always ended up back together. So like so my daughter died of a drug overdose, and then I found out that this is insane. Sorry to cut you off, but I found out right that he was. So, like I said, he never said, like, I want to get a divorce. None of that. So, but I knew we were, like, probably not going to get back together. I could just tell. And so he met a girl that was incarcerated, and she was looking for a pen pal. So they start writing. He's out in, like, Missouri, because he used to be gone for a couple months and then home for a couple months. And
Missouri's where the federal prison was?
No, he wasn't in jail. He was out there working.
Oh, okay.
Because he's in the Boilermakers Union. Oh. So he was out there working, and he ended up... I asked him where he was staying. He told me that him and a coworker was sharing the cost of the Airbnb. I'm like, oh, that's good. Come to find out, he had got an apartment furnished for when she got out. So now they're together. And at first it was really hard, but then I got really sick. I had a hernia that was like so big.
That is so painful.
It took over my whole stomach. It started up here. It used to hang down. I couldn't even see my thigh tattoos. And I was like 120 pounds heavier because I just started getting so fat after COVID. I was depressed. Like everything was going on. It was awful. And when I went into the hospital and had the hernia repair, I was in there 5 days. I went home. And before I had the surgery, I had 2 surgeons. One was doing the hernia repair, and one was going to, like, take off any extra skin if there was any. When I got the hernia and had the surgery, when I met the other doctor, listen, you know how like you said, you just know?
Yeah.
I took one look in this guy's eyes, and I'm like, this guy is on something. So I tell the other doctor, I know this guy.
Wait. The doctor was on
the surgeon. I swear to God, if you could have seen him. And if I had to guess, I don't know. This is not a fact, so I just want to make that clear. And I'm not going to say his name.
Yeah.
I don't know for a fact. But if I had to guess, I would say Adderall.
Well,
right? I can tell by his eyes.
A lot of people in the professional corporate world are on Adderall, and they abuse it because it's the same high as cocaine.
Well, listen to this.
You're flying.
So I tell the other surgeon, I'm like, listen, I've been,
You dived him out?
Well, because he was about to cut me open.
Oh, I know.
So I'm like, listen, I said, I did drugs for a long time. That's no secret. And I think this guy's on something. He's like, he's a great surgeon. I've worked with him a long time.
Touching me.
But I let it go because I trusted that doctor.
So you did surgery?
So he did the surgery, right? I was in there 5 days. I was home one night. And the next morning, when I tell you that I couldn't even walk, I could not breathe. It felt like somebody was just like holding on to my lungs. Something was going on. So I rush myself back there. I drive myself, right? Because I'm like, in case they release me, I want. I said I want to be able to get home. I don't want to be stuck there if they release me.
That is true.
So I park in the garage. I can barely walk across the street. They admit me immediately. I have an infection through my whole body. I'm like septic.
Oh my God.
I was in there
You're lucky to be alive.
3 months of it. So yeah, and then he ended up getting fired. He got fired.
So do we think he got fired because your suspicion was true?
I do. I honestly do, because it was like after that, and I had made a comment a second time to it. His
so
nurse,
started, looking into
his assistant. I go, listen, because she was having issues with him, and she would tell me. I mean, I got close. I was in there for 3 months.
Yeah, of course.
And she's like, you know, like he had.
You got all the inside scoop. You gotta get friendly with the doctor's staff.
Yeah, he made. Oh yeah, he was making her comfortable. I don't know exactly what he was doing because she didn't really want to get into it, but she would just tell me little bits.
Yeah.
So I was like, listen, you know, I was an addict for a very long time, and I can tell. And when I'm telling you, I honestly believe he's on something, and someone should look into it. And I don't know if she ever said anything. She's like, really? I'm like, if I was a betting woman, I would win the bet. I guarantee you. And if I had to guess, it's Adderall. And he ended up getting fired, like literally a couple weeks after that. So it definitely, I think, was that. I don't know for sure. Again, this is not a fact, I think. And I was thinking about suing, but I don't know.
You should.
Should I?
Call Morgan & Morgan.
I was thinking Morgan & Morgan. If you're out there, if you'll take me on pro bono.
That's what they do.
Oh, good. Until you make money, right?
Well, if they win the cases, a lot of those contingency-based attorneys that will do that. And if it's medical malpractice, and you 100% should, they could kill you.
And my stomach is botched. Botched. So I have a scar. I have no stretch marks. I have 6 kids, just so we're clear. Not one stretch mark. All I had to do was tone my body up. So I have a scar going straight down, and then from hip bone to hip bone. But right after my belly button, it healed, but it didn't close all the way. Oh. So I have an extra vagina. Just in case.
Love you. I fucking love you. She's like, I'm not holding no punches today. I'm telling everyone everything like I'm an open book.
I rewatched a video I put on Snapchat of me like dancing to a song, and you can see it. Like you can see it in the video, and I'm like, I hope someone's gonna spot it and they're gonna go, look at this. I should circle it and do it myself. Make fun of me before they can.
You got more balls than I do, because I won't. If somebody calls me out on something, then I'll be like, ha ha. But like, I won't go and do it first.
I do it. You should, because then when people do, you don't care. Because you've already said it, right?
Yeah, like, it's already out there.
I have stuff that I am going to share eventually, because there's people out there that are going to want to just to hurt me or just to make me look bad.
Yeah.
And
same.
I had some girl that I grew up with who was my best friend. I'm not going to say her name, but when we were in jail, she was downstairs, and she asked me to send her down stuff. And I didn't do it fast enough for her. And so she told everyone that I had a baby that I left at the hospital, which is not exactly true, but kind of, sort of. True. You know, but it wasn't her story to tell. It wasn't her story to tell.
No.
It wasn't her child. It wasn't her story to tell. And she did it out of spite. And I had the bag ready for her. I just couldn't get it to her in a time on her time.
Express it down there?
Because you can't with some COs, you couldn't bring the shit out to the yard.
Yeah.
And you just couldn't risk it. You know, I'm not risking it. I'm not going to the hole to bring you a fucking Snickers bar. Like, I'm not doing it. All right? Jesus. And then, like, yeah, but what a crazy life. You know, I wasted.
Look at you now. Like,
now, and I'm so grateful.
You have an apartment, you have your kids.
And I'm so thankful. And I've had a lot of struggles. It hasn't been easy, you know? And so, like, but recovery is possible, right? And, like, you're going to have struggles no matter what. But if you're doing them clean, it's just so much more rewarding. And it's so nice to just, like, pay your rent, to pay your phone bill, to not be like, oh my God, my phone's going to get shut off, or I'm living in a hallway.
Borrowing money.
Listen, I walked around, I thought I looked so good. Like, I'd be like, my hair's down. People would beep, I'd be like, but really they would beep. I'm like, brush your teeth, brush your hair. Like, I thought I looked so good when I was out there. It was crazy, and it's just so much better to be clean. I just feel so good. I don't have to use anything in the morning to feel better. I get up at 6:45. I get up at 5:30, and then I leave at 6:45 to go to work. And I take care of my kids, and like I lived in a project hallway. I had my clothes folded and piled up like it was my apartment. I would have people over for pizza and dope, like, you know what I mean? Pizza parties in the project hallway, and it was really my life. And like, I've slept in doorways on a cardboard box with my ex-husband.
I just saw a video you posted about, I don't know where you were, somewhere in Boston, I think, and you said, I used to sleep here.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was a new video or an old video, but it popped
no.
up.
The guy, so when I was leaving the courthouse, the guy was asleep on the stairs, but when I went in, he was there too, and you could tell he probably slept there overnight. And so I recorded just as I was walking away, not his face, because I wouldn't do that. And I was like, that used to be me. Not there on those stairs, but it was me.
Yeah.
I slept in hallways. I slept in the park. I've slept in abandoned apartments. Like my friend, that was his, but then he got evicted, but we still stayed there.
Yeah.
It was empty. We had no heat, no lights, but we had a place to sleep that was safe.
And you felt safe, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. And it was just, like I said, like the worst of my addiction was like when I was smoking crack. Because that's when I started to.
That is the devil's drug.
It literally is like sucking the devil's dick. It's awful. It's just the worst, and it just turns you into someone that you just don't even recognize yourself, and that's when I started to like sell my body, and I'm not proud of that at all, and it's still hard for me to even like say the words out of my mouth. But I will say this, for a long time, me not being able to admit that in meetings and like lying to myself and out loud, I'd raise my hand, I'd share my story and I'd go, thank God, I never had to do that. But I know if I keep doing this, it's coming, knowing good and well, but I was so ashamed and so embarrassed and holding, and like, even though it seems like minimal and not a big deal, just like keeping that to myself and not being able to admit what drugs had turned me into kept me sick for a long time.
Of course.
And I wasn't able to get clean. And like one time it was so bad, right? That's what I was telling you. One time it was so bad. I'll never forget it. I was in the project hallway with my sister and I couldn't get a vein. She remembers this story too. And I was crying, right? I was so sick. I could not get a vein because I was dehydrated as fuck. And I was crying. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I just want my kids. Like, I don't want this anymore. I was a mess. And she's like, Cass, why don't you get in somewhere? And I'm like, I'm gonna. And there was a housing cop. I ended up going up to him, telling him I have warrants so he would arrest me. And I just like got this moment of like courage to do it. And right after I was like, why did I do that? But it was too late. And it just saved my life. I didn't stay clean after that, but I've had a lot of ups and downs, in and out, clean, using, relapse, clean. But it's different this time. I'm older. Like, I don't want to be 60 in a detox. And I have God with me. I'm not a Bible thumper. I don't go to church. Even though I'd like to go on Sundays with Shannon.
I believe that there is someone, or there is something, but I don't necessarily agree with everything the Bible says.
For sure.
If that makes sense.
Like, yeah. No, because I'm the same way.
But like, I don't think like...
I'm spiritual.
Same. Like, I believe in the numbers. I believe in signs.
For sure.
Like, people that have passed away give me signs. But if you told me God just came off the cross and was like, this is your spiritual awakening, I'd be like, all right. Really?
Some of the stuff, like,
I don't...
It's hard to believe. It's very hard to believe. Yeah. But I'm very spiritual, and I believe that everything happens for a reason.
Absolutely.
And I do believe that someone knows our path before we do.
Definitely.
And, like, he laughs when we make plans, because it's really his say. And he, honestly, without him, there's so many times I should have been dead. Like, one time, right, I was so fucked up. I was like on Klonopins, I was on crack, I was on methadone and doing dope. Like, you could have told me that if I chewed a Sharpie, I'd get high and I would have ate it, right? Just gnawing on a Sharpie. And like, so I take the car, I'm going to Star Market from my ex. And he's like, come right back, go get, we were going to get snacks. I ended up falling asleep driving there. Like, I was so fucked up. I don't know how I made it there alive. And then I fell asleep in the aisle. I was laying down in the aisle asleep. The guy woke me up. He's like, ma'am, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, it was totally normal.
Yeah.
This guy's like, okay. So I go to check out, fall asleep again. They're waking me up. It was insane. So I get out to the car. I leave. And if you know Star Market over on Morrissey Boulevard,
yes.
Yeah, when you come out, it's like you can only go left or right, and there's a ditch like in front of you. I fell asleep. My foot fell off the brake. I rolled into the middle of the street and in the ditch, but I was still out. And when I woke up, I seen cars coming, and I was like, oh, fuck. I threw it in reverse. I don't know how I made it home alive or they're alive. So in situations like that, I know that there's somebody with me, whether it's my mother or someone that passed.
Yeah.
Somebody's with me. It's just not my time.
Your guardian angel.
Right. It's not my time, and there's things to do here that, like, sharing my story. If I can just help somebody else, like, and not everything's about monetizing. If I can really I have people message me from all over the place, like everywhere, saying thank you for sharing your story. I have a daughter or a sister, or I suffered with it, or my husband, or something, and just that's like so rewarding to me. It's such a good feeling.
It is, because we're doing work that not a lot of people can do.
For sure.
It takes a very strong person, whether
Right.
you're in recovery or not, to
Absolutely.
do the work that we've done to help people, because you get burnout very quickly.
Absolutely.
You get compassion fatigue very quickly.
Yeah.
And you take your job home with you.
You do. It's so hard not to. It's hard not to, because like I love my fellow addicts so much, and I just want to help, and I don't forget where I come from. And when I worked at BMC, I'll never forget one girl. I think she's still clean today. I'm like so proud
Do you
of her.
think that was triggering working down there?
Sometimes, but a lot of times, and I don't like, again, I share my story, and I slept in hallways, I did all that, but when you get clean, you just feel different seeing it. It's like, ugh, like, what are you doing?
It's a turnoff.
It's a turnoff, and I'm not judging. I'm just so grateful that I'm not there anymore. Like, and sometimes it was, but not really. Like,
The love is lost.
It is, and it's a different ball game now. They're doing a whole different kind of drug that I just don't want to do.
Yeah.
And it's just not the same.
Well, nothing's pure no more.
It's not, and everything's cut, and they're putting shit in it. People are dying. They're dropping like flies.
Yeah.
It's just so sad. And my sister's back out there. She's on the run. And I cry so much, because I'm like, if I ever got that phone call, I don't know if I would be able to live with that. Like, her path, I just don't think I could. Like, she's more like a daughter. I love her so much.
She's younger.
She's young. I have 2 younger sisters. My sister Elizabeth has never touched a drug in her life. I mean, she's tried weed and stuff, but she owns a home. She's married. She's a great mother. She went to college. Like, she did everything.
Yeah.
She's just a great mom, a good wife. She lives a good life, but she earned that. And we have a relationship. She is available for me. Like, if I need $20 or something, she's really good.
Yeah.
But we're not really close. And that's because I've caused so much damage. I've hurt her so much, and she's afraid to get attached because she doesn't want to get hurt. Like, when I had the 6 years, and DCF called her to take my kids for a little bit, she thought I was sick, because she was like, I just didn't think you would relapse. And I was like, I really didn't either. Right. And then I was like shooting coke. Like, I was a coconut. I would be at red lights like this. If you know, you know. Literally.
Gritting and grinding your teeth.
Just, no, shooting up in my neck. Yeah. Like, and I never did that before. But when I first learned how to do it, it's a whole different thing. Like, the drug is one thing, but then you get addicted to the needle.
The people that I've seen shoot coke, grit and grind their teeth.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were trying to show me.
No, I would do like just trying to get high in my neck, like, because once I learned how to do that, it was different. And you fall in love with the needle too. The needle is a whole addiction in itself.
Oh, definitely.
It's such an addiction in itself. It's just like, I don't know, like this high you get off just the whole, I'm not even going to do the details, but the whole thing, if you know.
Get to the point of doing it.
Right. And so when I got to a point where just the thought of it made me nauseous, I knew I was done. Just the thought of it made me sick. I was like, I can't. Like, I feel like my body is completely sick. I just don't want to do it anymore. It started to literally make me physically ill. Like, I just was like sick. I was weak. I would feel nauseous all the time. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm dying. I'm dying out here. So
well, you knew all this time.
Yeah. And like I said, I haven't touched opiates in a very long time. So not, kicking coke is like not a big deal. You get angry, you go through these mood swings, and I would like snap, and then I'd be like, I'm sorry, just bear with me. Because my oldest daughters knew. They knew I relapsed. They were so angry and so hurt, because when I got them back, it took them a long time to even really unpack everything.
Yeah.
Because they were in and out of the system. I failed them so bad.
Don't say that.
I did. And I tell them all the time, I own it. And I tell them, like, I know, like, I couldn't be the mother that you needed, but I'm here now. Like, and I'm trying to tell them, like, you deserve better. Like, you want more than just, like, you don't want to be on the system. And, like,
sometimes we don't listen to our mothers.
And they don't. But I still love them. Like, my daughter Erin works her ass off. She always has a job. She has great work ethic. My daughter Shannon, when she has a job, she does good. But we have to get her back to that point. I hope this was a wake-up call for her, but I just have a feeling it's not. The way she's talking on the phone is like, this is just another, like, achievement under her belt.
Oh.
Yeah, she's like, call so-and-so, because I three-wayed my daughter Erin, call so-and-so and tell him I got bucked. I'm like, what? Why? Why? Are you like, this is cool? It's not. And I've done time, and
You're looking back on it.
I don't want them to end up like me. They deserve better. They deserve everything that they want in life. They do. They're great kids. My daughter Erin has more loyalty in her pinky finger than most people I know. Like, she's such a great girl. She has a great heart. I love her so much. I just love her. I love my girls. We fight like cats and dogs.
I mean, I fight with my mother.
Oh, we fight all the time. We just had a fight the other day.
Like,
sorry, I love you. She's like, I can't even believe you're saying this right now. I'm like, off.
We all fight with our family members. It's life. It's normal. Right. It's like,
but they show up for me in a second.
Same.
Yeah,
absolutely.
First. Oh yeah.
And we know firsthand how hard it can be. Like whether you're going through anxiety, depression, drugs, and I say this a lot. When you need somebody and you're having your moment of your breakdown, who's there for you is what counts. And when you're there for them, that counts even more because that's the loyalty.
And people like us, like we don't really have anyone to lean on because we're always giving so much, you know. And I can
count on one hand.
Yeah, I can give great advice, but I can't take it.
Oh, same.
I can't give myself the same advice. You know, I do the total opposite of what I'm telling you to do because I like subconsciously self-sabotage sometimes.
I do too.
I don't know why.
Oh, I overthink really bad.
Overthink everything. I overanalyze.
Think a scenario, overanalyze it, and then
I'll be up all night like, oh, wait. I used to do it with my ex-husband. I'd be like, wait, when he said that, oh, I bet he meant it like this. Oh, okay. Oh, he was hinting around at something. Oh, when he said, you know, like I would just think about the conversation, overanalyze it, and be breaking it down into like some crazy fucking story.
All right, so we got a couple minutes left. I want to know about this Mahket Basket situation because I heard that you're shopper of the month. Like,
did you see the one I wrote on the back of my shirt? No, shopper of the month, and I put a stick figure, and I go, look, I even look skinny in the picture they moved of me.
Well, so it breaks my heart when you're like, I'm here again, and there's no shopper of the month picture on the wall, and I'm like, come on, DeMoulas Brothers, let's do something. Let's have a shopper of the month.
I'm gonna make merch, and I hope people will buy it.
You should.
I started going on, I forget the name of it earlier. I'm not really good with all this stuff, like, because, you know, you guys are young. I'm old.
This is why I have him.
Listen, when I was a kid, like, we had AOL, okay? You had to wait for that shit to start up. And if you had the microwave on, AOL was not going to work, okay? You can only have one thing going at a time.
And my internet. Okay, so my father thought I was insane when I said, I'm transferring my phone. Do not, and I mean do not, put the microwave on. And he looked at me and he was like, why? For some reason, it does something to the Wi-Fi. I don't know if it's my building or what, but yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, that's how it was back then. And you had to wait for it to start. We didn't have cell phones. And when I was a kid, I remember when beepers first came out. You remember beepers? Oh my God. I had a fluorescent orange beeper. And then I had it was orange, but it was clear. It was bad. You could see all the things inside. And when we had beepers, oh my.
Do you remember Nextels?
Oh my God, the big huge phone with the little tiny mouthpiece.
The things that you could like two-way.
Oh yeah, the microphone ones.
Yeah, and you could like two-way walkie-talkie.
Those were so funny.
Those were fucking bad.
Those were awesome. They should come back out with those.
Yeah, Nextel.
Yeah, and then those were bad. Those were so much fun.
Like, get those up and
then we can talk to each other like from far away. Just like, what's up? Where are you?
Beep, beep.
Meet me at Mahket Baskets. We're getting some stuff.
What did you just start running in there all the time for things? And
so I'm there all the time, right? Because
the store gives me anxiety.
It does. There's so many aisles and so much stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, there's just so much stuff. But so I went there and I just was like, you know, I'm back at fucking Mahket Baskets. Hotter than Haiti in the summer out here. Jesus fucking Christ. And there's still no shopper of the month picture of me and I'm not happy. And it just went viral. And so then I did another one where I went up to the counter and I was like, hey, like, I was wondering, do you guys do shopper of the month? And they were like, huh? I was like, you know, for people that shop here like 3 or more times a week. And she was like, no, we don't do that. I was like, oh man, they don't do that. So that's why my picture's not up. Makes sense.
I think we should reach out to them and be like, so I make videos about your store all the time.
We should. I think. I love you so much. And thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
Absolutely. And thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
I just needed to know the background. Like, I love your videos so much. And then when so like Mahket Baskets are great. Let me just say this before we go. You can go in there and buy things for 50 cents cheaper than at Stop and Shop.
So true.
I walk in and the orange tiles give me anxiety and I feel like the aisles are closing in on me.
I know.
You're either going in there and you're going to have a fight over a can of tomatoes or you're going to have a fight down the produce section. I don't know what's going on in that store.
There's so many people.
There's always
they have great prices.
They do. And that is one thing. They do have great prices. But like, when I saw you making these videos about it, I was like, "Same man, it's Mahket Basket." I'm over here shaking like a.
It was a joke.
Okay.
It's just
So
I go there because it's cheaper, and I have to go there so much because the kids were on summer break, and I don't know why. Like I used to be outside all the time. I walked everywhere.
Yeah.
But now that I think like after the pandemic and everything that was going on, I started to get real depressed.
Me too.
And I just stopped leaving my house. And now I'm like a homebody. My anxiety gets so bad. I cannot, like, I can't leave my house. I almost was going to cancel. And then I was like, listen, if you want to ever make it, I had to talk myself. Like, if you want, you can't be canceling meetings and shit. Like, it's not professional. You can't do that. So I was like, I'm going. I'm going to go. I'm going to force myself. And I'm so glad I did.
I'm so happy.
So glad I did. I just want to get out of my house more.
We're two Riviera bros.
Facts.
Right?
And
Like,
shop at Mahket.
We shop at Mahket Baskets. And if you ever want to reach out to either one of us, you know where to find us.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for joining.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.